Hello everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna keep following that CPL tournament that was held in China with another best out of 3. This time there's no Korean pro gamers involved. It's a EU versus US battle with 2 fine players here ready to provide us with an exciting matchup. At least I'm hoping for that to happen. We're gonna have spawning on this top right position the blue Protoss, Swedish player, it's SaSe, former Meteor Makers player and team member. He left the team and decided to move to Korea to play there on Code A. He won a prize on the Road to Korea tournament, like I already mentioned before, meaning that he can stay on the GOM TV house and has all expenses paid to stay there for 1 month. I'm hoping for him to stay longer than that, because if he wants to step his game to the next level, he needs to play in Korea against the best. Hopefully he's going to be doing so. For now he's facing it against another very fine player, this Terran spawning here on this bottom left position of Zalnaga Caverns. It's FXOqxc, American player, also living in Korea for a little while now and doing fairly well, though he still needs to evolve his game obviously, but I'm curious to see how is he gonna fare against SaSe. It's a matchup that I think I never seen before. These two guys, I think I never seen them duking it out against each other, and I want to see how their strategies adapt to their opponents, see if they're able to provide us with a very intense and exciting matchup. For now, just starting their openings, as you can see, with QXC going for racks first, no signs of a simulator of CAS for now, while here on SaSe side, he's going gateway and there's that first assimilator. Incoming the probe, arriving here on the main base from QXC, gonna take a look around. I mean, not much to see, maybe can check the timing on any gas. Not sure if QXC already landed some gas, he didn't, and he just might be delaying it way too much. I wonder if he's gonna attempt any kind of fast expansion, and hence he doesn't need any gas, at least for these early stages. Though let me mention that that's a bit troublesome and risky on this map, like you try to expand really fast and you don't have any way of defending it, especially with that big open, wide open natural expo, that you can just have advanced pushes onto your natural expo from so many directions. Might not be the best option, but QXC knows best. I'm gonna wait for him, see if he's able to handle the pressure and which way he's heading. Yeah, there it is, command center, still no signs of gas, so he's gonna attempt to expand fast, or at least depends on the amount of pressure that SaSe is going to land on him, but he might even hold it here on the main base and just try to profit from the energy to drop some mules and make SCVs faster. For now here on the SaSe side, we do have the SCV as well, spotting everything going on. You notice that there's that second gateway already rolling. There's the cyber core, was gateway into cyber core, and now a second gateway landing down, and there's still nothing to help out defend against this SCV. Apparently SaSe decided to go straight into stalkers, meaning there's no zealots running around trying to slice and dice this SCV on a certain way. I mean, it makes sense because the zealot is a bit slower than the SCV, so if properly microed, he will never catch the SCV ever in his life. So I guess that SaSe just decided to go straight forward for the unit that might be useful for him and get those stalkers out to shoot down the SCV. There's the first one just going back and forth on the base, making sure that the SCV isn't hidden in any corner whatsoever, and at the same time just finishing that second gateway. And I guess we're gonna have to wait and see which way SaSe is going from here. Will he expand as well? Because meanwhile here on QXC side, we do have the command center just finished and he's getting a second racks. Also the refinery is finally being landed, both at the same time. And meanwhile here on SaSe side, apparently he's going to be tacking up quite hard and fast. Interesting here, with that stalker just, well, pardon the redundancy, but he's stalking the SCV, going after him, and he wants to finish him off before he takes way too much information. Second stalker is going to be able to shoot it down. Keep in mind there's a proxy pylon on this corner. Yeah, the SCV just spotted it. He's gonna have to get rid of this sometime soon. There's a second one on this corner as well. And like I was saying, Twilight Council on the back of the main base from SaSe. Which way he's heading, I'm not sure exactly. Might be for upgrades. Yeah, that seems to be the case. We could have also the option of advancing into some DT play on the early stages of the game, but seems like he's just gonna try to mass up a fairly big amount of stalkers and probably provide them with the blink upgrade, which is already rolling. So we're gonna have stalkers just here knocking on the door from QXC and try to contain his progress. Keep in mind that during all this time QXC has another command center inside his base, doing not much else besides making SCVs and providing mules. It's something, I mean, the Terran player can hold his play out of one base for a little while on the early stages of the game, but QXC will have to make some decisions sometime soon. He cannot just hang here for the rest of his life waiting for SaSe just to leave. He's just gonna apply this siege position here with a lot of stalkers hanging in front of his main base, not allowing him to expand. And meanwhile, on the back of this aggression and this pressure, SaSe expands himself. So a very good option there with inside his base, chrono boosting that upgrade. There's the blink, almost finished and finally over. So now we're gonna have blink stalkers going back and forth here with all of those stalkers trying to shoot down focus fire on the bunker and revealing the blink tech to his opponent, to QXC. If he was paying any attention, he saw obviously those stalkers popping back, and now apparently we're gonna have SaSe going for the charge. So he's working quick on all of his upgrades for his units, for his basic units, and might be just deciding to make some kind of solid timed push later on when he has the exact amount of units, maybe plenty of zealots with charge on the front to work as cannon fodder, to be absorbing all the shots, while those stalkers from the second line provide the DPS much needed by SaSe to put away this big force that apparently QXC is massing up. On the back of his base, as you can see, factory just finished with a reactor and also a starport. I wonder if he's gonna be quite bio-focused. For now we do have Marines and Marauders. He's working on all the upgrades. Keep in mind that the concussive shells are already finished, meaning that he's just trying to get all of the upgrades for his BIOS forces as soon as possible. And, well, it's a sign that he might be heading the bio way and not actually going for a lot of heavy mech style play. Switch going on here, and seems like we might be seeing M&M, Medivacs, Marines and Marauders all combined together. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Yes, it is. Medivac coming out there, while we have more gateways popping here on the natural expo from SaSe. Inside his base, nothing else coming out. He's actually chrono boosting all of his gateways. He was trying to provide a proper unit composition, a proper number to defend here, but seems like that QXC was able to push out of his base, and he's going to finish off this harass by shooting down the pylon, not allowing his opponent to warp in any more units close to his base, and forcing SaSe to run all the way back home. But he's gonna try to mess up a big unit composition here on this Xel'Naga watchtower, and we might be seeing him pulling once more, coming all the way down to harass and try to stress QXC out of this game. For now, 5 Stalkers, 4 Sentries and 8 Zealots against 22 Marines, 4 Marauders and 2 Medivacs. This is a big bio force by QXC, and I don't think the forces from SaSe are enough to handle this amount of bio from QXC. And now I do see there on the production tab we're gonna have some DTs. Oh, there it is. DTs are gonna income, and they're gonna be used probably to harass the bases from QXC. I'm not sure if SaSe will be considering to have some DTs mixed with this massive death ball. Well, not that massive for now, but might be in the future. What I do know is that I find quite interesting to see DTs mixed in the fray on your unit composition on the front line of your army, instead of having them harassing. I find it quite interesting. Sometimes your opponent don't notice them properly. And now here we go, first big confrontation here in the middle of the map with the bio forces from QSC getting sliced and diced, forced to run away, and those zealots just charging ahead, just stabbing to death all of those Marines, and that single Marauder trying to slow them down with the concussive shells, but not even close, not enough. Finally arriving on the natural expo QXC, and now probably might be able to profit from that bunker if he loads his units in there. There it is. And now we still have the forces from SaSe pushing south, trying to break QXC in, but that bunker is a very solid position with more bio units coming out of those racks just in time, and backed up by the Medivacs, keeping them healed. They're going to be able to sustain the aggression from SaSe and defend against his aggression, forcing him to pull all the way back and reinforce his army once more. Marine here on the Xel'Naga watchtower apparently is going to get finished off right away. Poor Marine, my god. But at the same time, as you can see on the minimap, SaSe is taking advantage of this push that is making all the way down south to expand to the third on the rich mineral field. Again, nice force field play, but very well answered there by QXC by picking up all of his units with the Medivacs. Beautiful micro there, pushing all the units south and saving them from the clutches of the Protoss units and that force field play. Like I was stating, SaSe here with his Nexus. Keep in mind that there's already here the Dark Shrine on the back and more gateways coming out, so we might be seeing some DT play coming out pretty soon. I wonder if it's going to be any attempt to advance single DTs towards his opponent base to get on those mineral lines and start racking up as many kills as possible. We do have a probe heading here on the far right, and we're going to have another confrontation here on this Zanaga watchtower with the upgrades, +1 on the weapons and +1 on the armor, almost finished, so he might attempt some kind of time push here based on the upgrades. For now the units are 0-0, here he goes, 1-1 now against the forces from QXC that I need to check as well. They're 1-0, so we do have the advantage from SaSe on the upgrades as well. He's going to try to push all the way down. Oh, and SaSe, I think he just mistyped that. Yeah. He's just getting stressed, I guess. It's the S from stress. But hopefully he's going to be able to handle the pressure here. Inside the main base, not much else going on. They're just going to try to meet up here close to this rich mineral field. I'm pretty sure that QXC is eager to get that mineral field just completely razed and destroyed, so he can just hold on to the economy from SaSe. SaSe is getting a huge boost, as you might imagine, from having those 3 bases, one of them being the rich mineral field. There we go, he's leading the way, actually not by that much. On the worker count we have 53 against 48, and on the income we do have SaSe leading the way by a little bit. It's obviously going to translate into a more sturdier army and a replenishment of his own army faster than QXC. There it is, DT mixed on the fray, on the bulk, on the front line from the units of SaSe. I find this quite interesting in my modest opinion. I like to see them used like this, and that probe that we saw going all the way on the right actually established another pylon here where the 3rd base from QXC was supposed to be. Well, it will delay his progress if he decides to expand that way, but for now doesn't seem like that to be the case. Oh, he does have another one there, I'm sorry. He does have another command center, and he might decide to do that soon enough. And the Ghost Academy getting built here on the back of the base, so we might be seeing some ghosts mixed there. They're very effective against the Protoss units, especially that EMP round is just magnificent. So I guess that QXC is trying to get solutions to protect his units, and at the same time we're going to have a big clash ensuing here with all of those marauders. Oh, they instantly got charged by the zealots, and now the remaining forces from SaSe stalking after them. There's that single Archon on the front line, and the DT trying to slice and dice and rack up as many kills as possible. He's already on 4 kills, advancing to this far right position, this hidden corridor, with the forces from QXC trying to escape, but doesn't seem that he's going to be able to, losing a lot of medivacs. With the remaining forces from QXC trying to fight the aggression, but it's just way too many units. On the supply, as you can see, there's a big difference there, 147 against 111. Another small batch of forces from QXC was apparently trying some sort of pincer attack, but look at all these forces moving here from SaSe, advancing north, getting this right position, trying to get a nice flanking maneuver here, and doesn't seem like QXC has much of an army at the moment. He's steaming all of his marines, advancing them towards his opponent's base. Let's take a look at the units composition and the numbers. 9 stalkers against 9 stalkers, 10 sentries, 2 DTs, 3 Archons and 23 Zealots, so quite heavy on the Zealot count, against 27 Marines, 12 Marauders, 4 Medivacs, and now finally we're going to have those Ghosts coming out and trying to help. This DT is still racking up the kills. Oh, it's actually a new one, I'm sorry. The other one already had 4 kills, finishing off the aggression there with that small skirmish, or with that small Marine group getting finished off. And at the same time we have another DT advancing here, trying to rack up some kills on this small bio ball from QXC. Doesn't seem like QXC is going to be able to answer this anytime soon, though he's building there a missile turret, and if this DT arrives too close, gets too close to that area, he's going to get shot down. He got detected there just for a little instant, and now we're going to have massive forces here from SaSe advancing all the way south towards his opponent's rich mineral field. QXC trying to benefit from the income, and here he comes. All of those Zealots charging towards the Marine and Marauder force, slicing and dicing the remaining forces from QXC. QXC being forced to try to pick up some of those forces on the Medivacs and escape, but he doesn't have any other way of defending his bases, and the game is over for him. He GG's out of the match, was just way too much, and there was no chance for him to defend against this amount of aggression. As you can see, he didn't have anything whatsoever whatsoever to defend anymore. His army composition, his unit composition was fairly fragile against 2-2 on the upgrades. Let's see which upgrades did he had. He had 2-1. He was falling back on the upgrades. He was also falling back on the economy, and he was also falling back on the unit count. He has a lesser army. Though he had like a big boost there on the economy, but it's just translated on the fact that he just grabbed this orbital command on the rich mineral field and had 1,000,000 mules dropping here. So a big rocket boost there, but not enough to provide him with the army that I'm pretty sure he was desiring to have. Those ghosts, we haven't seen much of them, to be honest. Armory on the back, engineering bay. I wonder which way he was heading next. But I guess we're not going to be able to see that. He actually was able to get to the 3-base play, but this base wasn't actually stable. SaSe was much stable than him and had those DTs rolling, apparently getting ready to get some High Templars later on as well with that with those Templar archives, and already preparing this 4th. So apparently SaSe was always a step ahead on this matchup. I guess we're going to have to go to game 2 and hope that QXC will be able to defend there so we can take this to an ace match. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, okay? See you all later, have fun.